It gives that little awkward pause. It says
Don't we
we're
love-
live.
Don't we love the new Sip and Discuss logo? And
We
the new Sip
do.
And Discuss,
We do
We
love
are
that
lucky,
new.
though.
We do love that new Sip and Discuss logo because how's it going, Nakama? Brit is back with some One Piece, and I've got my dude with me. How's it going, Samurai?
I kind of do. I hate to say, I know we love to do these at 11, but when we're doing it kind of later, that's a great excuse to actually drink something good. And maybe I'll grab something on our little break here. Now I just realized I got the Diet Coke.
Well, that's the great part because we have multiple sips tonight because we've got the Sip and Discuss, but before that we've got the Sip and React. So here's a toast, a sip and react, a toast to kicking butt, and we are about to jump into it with some One Piece 1146. I'm going to open it up, and looks like we've got Motion in Stillness, and you've got Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage, Volume 31. That might be the first time I've ever gotten it right on the first try. I'll never forget the debt I owe you. I'll be your follower for life. Ulti is now a follower of Yamato. So I think that I can now get a Yamato figure for the shelf. Also, I do have a new figure. It's not a One Piece figure. It's from Bocchi the Rock. So someday I'll show off my new Bocchi figure. Definitely not today. Because today we've got One Piece. But any thoughts on the cover panel?
Well, it's kind of fun because they might also be part ancient giant with those horns, because those look like real horns too. And
That is a good point.
so they might have a little gang ahead of them. But you know what I'd actually like is if Yamato could just assemble all of the all of the old gang back together and make her own Tobiroppo.
Well,
that'd be cool.
so for example, like Who's Who is now going to become a follower because she defeated him. Drake is like, I give up the Navy and sword and I just want to be here, part of my Dino gang. Black Maria is like, I'm paralyzed and can't move because Robin broke my back. And then Sasaki. I can't remember. I think Frankie's finishing move was like blowing him up in the stomach. So if he's still alive, I mean,
We don't like him though.
eh.
Oh, he's part of. No. What would be great is if CP0 found him again. They're like, hey, where'd you go? Oh, you're back with us, and then he's just back on their team because they need a lot of people.
You're talking about Who's Who. Sasaki is the one with the hat that we thought was Chimney's
So
dad.
I thought Jinbei's opponent was.
Who's Who?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying Who's. I'm talking about Sasaki. I was talking about Sasaki.
Okay, sorry. Got it.
Yeah, Who's the one that she already beat, and I was like, oh, he's just now her follower because she beat him up.
But then, okay, yeah. Got it.
Because now has all the Tobiroppo in her.
Well, when she has her new gang, they're gonna be a pretty good force to be reckoned with.
I'm hoping so.
So they'll have that one, the Straw Hat flag, but they won't really need it because they'll have all the boss bosses under the house.
It'll be interesting to see who joins in the Land of Wano. But with that, I think we can jump and sip and react. And I'll take the first two. You okay with that, or you have any other thoughts? All right. Well, Motion in Stillness. I'm jumping in 3, 2, and 1. Okay. I'm glad that I read before this, or I would have forgotten this is where we ended. Hey, who are you, says Usopp. I'm guessing it's an intruder. An intruder, says Column. One of the human intruders. I'm guessing that's Column that said that. Who the castle guards couldn't handle. You're the ones who are kidnapping the children then. You dare call me a human? Okay, says Gunzo. She tugs at her face mask. As she looks, and wait, I don't know if she looks at it, but Brooke is in the next panel, and everyone was thinking that she may think differently if Brooke is, she's a fan of Brooke Soul King. So we'll see if she's a fan. So, any
Maybe
thoughts?
just hate, yeah, she can hate listen to Brooke. And so then, you know, then she's like a hater. So that'd be really funny. But for real, she has to know who. She's pretty intelligent. She probably knows who he is.
We'll see. I'm going on in 3, 2, 1. We are gods. Gods? You sound like Inaru or celestial dragons. What would gods want with children of Elbaf? Yeah. Oh, so Nami said that. Oh no, Usopp. I missed their little bubbles. Gods, you sound like Inaru the celestial dragon, says Usopp. Then Nami is the one who's like, what do you want with the kids? And then Colin jumps in. Yeah, what she said. Those are my friends. Teep, where are you taking them? Give back my friends. Hold your tongue, boy. So, okay, the kids are going through all of the fire burnt areas. They were narrowly saved, but now I'm guessing, what is it? Motion and stillness. Now I'm guessing that something's going to happen with the parents try stopping them. But yeah, Gunzo makes her appearance and is calling herself a god, even though she's not Saint Gunzo. So there's also that. Keep that in mind.
So why would she be a god? Yeah, she's a little high on her horse, especially. She's like, she has to be lowest on the totem. So,
oh yeah.
Of them. Okay. On to page 4. And of course we don't. Not great. Okay. On page 4.
Girl.
We prefer a simpler method, but at that size, our options are limited. And we got Frankie doing a Kude verse, and then we got the cheer of the smart duo, Bonnie and Megan here. So they'll just have to walk. We will take them to the Holy Land via an appropriate route. The Holy Land, Beersheba. And again, do you have anything to say on that one? We're kind of going back and forth between the two.
No, this is really, I really like how we're going with this, because we're able to start bringing everyone together. So I'm interested if we're going to have Luffy, Zoro, and them join them, or if they're going to stay with her, and hear the story. I wonder if they're even going to be involved in this, especially because they're in the underworld. Wow, Oda really took out the 3 strongest. Jinbei's still stronger than Sanji, but hey.
Nah, I'll get out of here with that.
But yeah, he literally took out the 3 strongest. That's pretty interesting.
Well, guess what? Jinbei's not in the cool crowd. It's Sanji, so Sanji gets the limelight here. He's with the Loki crowd, so he's stronger.
I guess. I think we're good to go on to the next one if you're ready.
Okay.
Have a little sip. Sip and relax.
Are you a... Oh, yeah, and I haven't... Sorry. You know what? I haven't done page 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you a celestial dragon, then? What? You mean those ugly, annoying... Wait, you don't look like one of the ones I'm thinking of. I suspect something above that.
How?
Nice. Well, Brooke does know. Brooke's been there. Okay, he's a G. The very same. Okay. But it is... Okay, well, let's circle back to the Brooke thing. Does that mean you're capturing all those kids to turn them into slaves? And then we see the little arrow coming for him. He goes, what is this arrow doing? And then we got a cool lower angle of Nami. And then, you know what? We got a cool looking matchup here. But I don't think it's really going to be the matchup. But it's a cool thought, which is Nami versus Ulti. And, or not Ulti, sorry. She kind of reminds me of her, the Ginkgo.
The face, the face is covered, right?
You'll do no such thing. Zeus, did you call for me, Nami? And as Nami's powering up, we got Usopp back here. Why does it keep chasing me? Get off!
That's funny. So it looks like it's not like a fierce fight yet. It's more of that like funny haha first stage, but we'll see if this is about to kick in. Any final thoughts before I go on?
No, I'm good. Oh no, wait, I forgot. I want to talk about Brook. Okay, Brook. How does he know about the? Oh yeah, that.
Yeah,
I clapped my hands so my camera got excited.
No, you're good.
Brook.
Well, is it fair to just say that
Brook
since he's
would
old,
know.
that since he's an old guy, that's the only reason?
You know that part, because that's a lot of inside knowledge. And now I'm thinking about it, he was part of the kingdom, right? He was part of the. What was he? Like some kind of.
Well said.
Royal guard in the West Blue, and I can't think of it. But yeah, he would know about politics and go. Yeah, so that does make sense that he would know. So I'm really glad that we got a good Brook moment here.
Interesting. Well, that's one of those tidbits, like when he was like, Roger, I heard of a young pirate like that. What the fuck?
Right.
You're just gonna. How? What? I know we aren't gonna be like, do you know about God's Knights? But you could at least. What?
We gotta sit all of the Straw Hats down and just be like, all right, get everything you know. Let's start with you. What's the dream? What's going on here? Where's your mom?
Yeah.
You know, ask them all that, and then we go to Zoro. Hey,
do you have any other siblings?
Yeah. Were you aware that one guy killed your girlfriend when you were a kid? I don't know. Anyway.
This is funny.
That's all I had to say.
No, that was a funny little side tangent, but that was fun. All right,
it's all figured out. He doesn't have any secrets, I don't think.
Yeah, we know about everything now. But I'm going on in 3, 2, and 1. Thunder Shark Tempo. Okay. So she turned Zeus into a Thunder Shark, huh? And one day the world as we know it will cease to exist. And Gunzo turns the shark around back towards Nami. And even Zeus is like, huh? Nami's like, huh? Or so we thought. Run, Nami, look out! And the shark is running or Zeus is running at her. One day, the world as we know it will cease to exist. Interesting. Well, yeah, this type of talk always makes me think of, like, shorts. When manga starts in the Shonen Jump verse, a lot of them, like, have, like, an out point, kind of. Because they don't know if they're going to make it long enough, so then they immediately have to end it. And I'm like, is this some of the stuff that Oda was like, well, if I have to end it, I'm just going to end it now, and this is what it's going to be like. I'm like, where is this coming at? One day, as we know it, the world will cease to exist, or so we thought. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, because I think that it's like one of those things where, you know, like if you're part of the commune and you drink the Kool-Aid, then you'll be transported to heaven. So they're thinking, hey, we're going to be at the top of the Grand Line. So, hey, we thought the world was going to end from this war, but we brought see, now I'm in here. Wait, hold on. So they probably thought that the world was going to end with all those floods, and then, you know, the Red Line happened, and that was like a savior, you know, but probably only the rich people could get on top, I'm guessing. Could be. But, yeah, I mean, of course, they probably thought the world was going to end until the Red Line happened.
Interesting. Alright. I'm going to go on to the next, and then we'll probably, hopefully, like, Brook's understanding of the Holy Knights will get more fleshed out. So, let's check it out.
Oh, were you looking that up? Were you seeing, like, where he was from?
No, I just took a quick look back just to see. We'll look that up in the Sip and Discuss review.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And then it looks like she hits someone. It's definitely not Nami. Eek! I'm sorry, Nami. And she just ... It's me. What, you? Yeah, so it had to have been Brook. But a small number of humans realized it and wondered and warns the world of danger. Okay. So that's probably that means the flood then. A lot just happened in that moment. You have Usopp winding up, launching something at Gunzo, and I don't know if she's noticing it from future side or not, but we'll see. Do you want to go and go, or are there any things you want to discuss?
No, except that I love that we're packing in like exposition and fight scenes. I don't think we've seen this very often. If we do, you know, now I'm thinking about we have seen this a couple times, but I just really like how efficient it is. It's really
Oh yeah.
Okay.
She's telling us a story.
On page 8 when you're ready.
Go ahead and go.
Okay. And
whoa!
No, bullseye! You thought we'd be intimidated by celestial dragons? Forget about it. You don't have to be so gruesome, Usopp. And then Usopp is like crying, praying. He's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to blow your upper half off. And okay, I'm seeing where this is going. And so then we see some crack. What? Ew, I felt bad for her. But the way she's regenerating is really gross. Yeah, you're right. It's really creepy seeing someone come back to life. Yo! A little skull joke there. And, yeah, do you have anything to add to that one?
No, because, wow, I thought it just was like covering her top part in smoke. She literally got disintegrated. Her top part.
I think she's a Logia.
Yeah, I guess it's a Logia.
Doesn't make any sense.
No, well, let's see. You have one more, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
let's
ready?
see what. Go ahead and jump on it. Let's see if it.
And now, as I like freaked out, it is unstoppable. No one can stop it. And then her arrow goes right at Usopp, and then he goes, I had a feeling. These arrows are pointing towards the targets of her attacks. We've got this one, Usopp. It would be the height of folly to take a hit, as predicted. And the countdown has begun. Okay. So, are they about to... Oh my god, the countdown has begun. Are they about to F up Elbaf? Like,
well, it looks like the ship that it's being cut to is the ship of the giant warrior pirates, the old gentlemen. The old guys. Because they were the ones fighting with the largest group of monsters. So I'm very interested in what she's talking about. So, unless you've got anything, I'm going to go on to page 10.
The only thing I would say is, can I repeat Brooke's line here? It would be the height of folly to take a hit as predicted. I love that. That's some good language right there. So, anyway, that's all I wanted to say.
I mean, that's what makes it difficult to fight her. I mean, that's what makes her fighting style difficult, especially in a group. So, alright. Let's, I'll go on in 3, 2, and 1. A vast war will ensue, and you have... He literally has the skull of one of those chicken monsters, and I'm gonna just go ahead and do the full half-page spread. A vast war will ensue, and drag the entire world into it. So looks like the beginnings of the war have begun. The giants are literally just murder housing the all the nightmares. And which side the giants pledge their allegiance to will have a profound effect on the outcome of the war. Oh, look at Loki all nice and full, and Luffy just right there next to him. They're friends now.
I didn't see Luffy until you pointed it out. Yeah, he's all chuck full too. Cool. Oh, remember how we were thinking that he has like a Luffy fruit, like he has like actually has like the gum fruit, you know, like they like, you know, I don't know, I've seen that theory before, like he has like some kind of fruit like Luffy's. Why he's so stretched out like that? But actually, Chopper can get stretched out like that too, so that's so unique.
That's so. Well, I'll finish this off and then we'll react a little bit more to this. So let's see here. The whole world at war? That would never happen. So you're trying to seize control of Elbath in preparation for it by taking children as hostages. What cheap cowardice. Jinbei is on it, man. Jinbei is on it. I perform my duty as commanded. But it could all be for nothing. The lives of a few children might as well be trash to me. Oh, okay. I do not understand the concept of hostages. What's wrong with you? Got a few screws loose? I'll fight you, says Column. He's about to get swiped. I'm not sure how that reaction is gonna go. Oh, sorry. I'm not sure how that fight between him and her is gonna go, but I love how she is literally telling us that the Giants are gonna really be not the swaying cause of the war, but they're gonna be a big part in who wins.
It makes me think she is motivated. Like she wants to be here. Like she has drive. She has she has purpose. And she believes in what she's doing. They're not being forced. I'm saying all the same things all in a row. But it's just funny to see it because you think that there'd be a little bit of whatever, I don't know, a little hesitation, something. But she's loving it. So you got a diehard believer.
Well, again, she considers herself gods, and she is including herself in that. Whether that is something that she became or not, not really sure. So that's one of those interesting aspects about where we go from there.
So, okay, I'm next, right?
Yeah.
Okay. On to page 12. Grabs Colin. Okay, sweet. And then Jinbei goes 5,000 brick, and then Brooke with the Guyavant, and her arrow powers made it. Oh, jeez, made it so that they attacked each other, and he knocked Brooke's head off. That's pretty fun. But more seriously, Brooke stabs Jinbei in the arm, right there, the shoulder. I mean, and hello, and it kind of reminds me of a matador, hello. It's like when you get a bull to rush through the red carpet. So that's kind of fun. I really like the arrows now. Now I'm liking it more. I'm kind of liking her more. Not her as a person, but just how this fight looks. It looks good. Anything else you want to add?
No, it really shows a little bit more flexibility and adaptability with her fruit, because again, to Brooke's point, someone who takes the hit they see coming is the height of folly. But she's doing it so fast that you can't really do anything about it. So, yeah. But let's go to the next one, because I think it's going to get interesting from there.
And now we got Nami. She's like, oh crap. And then the arrow comes at her and goes, and she, instead of stabbing her through the face, which it looks like it's about to do, she just comes up and kicks her real good. And using the Vegapunk looking shoes. Those look like Vegapunk shoes, because I just look at
They kind of do.
Anyway, I'm sure they're not. I'm just kidding, but they look really sturdy.
They're boots, I think, for sure.
And here's Usopp. He goes, take this, and we got, and boom, and the arrow's coming at him, and he's like, and he gets kneed, and a nice knee drawing here, where the face is all squished in. He goes,
yeah. So again, the arrows are happening so fast that they just can't avoid it. So, but again, if one of the big three were here, if Luffy or Zoro were here, because Sanji would be useless right now. Actually, would he? Because it can't see her face.
No, that wouldn't count. I think he would still be useless.
Okay. Interesting. That's very interesting. But alright. I've just been chilling. Let me take a look. Nothing on. No comments yet.
But some brave person said Logia.
I wonder if that's in regards to the arrow Nobi. It's pure arrows. It's the element of arrows.
That can't be it, surely, but I don't know. We'll have to see. Am I up next? No, you're up next, right?
Yeah, because she just you were narrating her ass whooping of all of them. I mean, we're gonna talk about it, but it looks like she captured the kid that she needed, so.
Colin's gone.
So I'm gonna go on in 3, 2, and 1. Yep, you see him lifting up. How's it looking? Psst. You all set up, Killingham? The means of communication are so inadequate in Elbath. No kidding. It seems like every village and important facility has its own transmission tool. No, Principal Tusk, and it looks like they are inside the school doing some damage. So, that's all pretty straightforward. I'm gonna go on corner, nice corner, nice hard corner, and he just smashes him into the frickin' corner. Dear Lord. And he's looking so...
tusks.
Yeah, well, one of his tusks is gone now.
He's strong. Killingham is fucking strong.
I was not expecting him to be the brute. I can't move. Yes, that's because your body has been slumbertized. Oh gosh. That's what we're doing now, slumbertized? It's this big one, right? I've never heard of a transponder pill bug. Try talking through the transponder, Snail Summers. This should send it all across Elbath. Alright, I'll give it a shot. Oh boy. So they're about to say something over the motion and stillness. I guess they're gonna tell everyone to freeze, or else the kids die or something like that.
Oh, that might be a pretty good guess. I'm actually with you on that.
Let's see here. So yeah, because it looks like they're setting up the intercom to talk to everyone. So, alright, Samurai Drew, go ahead and bring us home, and then we will pivot into the sip and discuss.
Oh no. Oh, I do not like this panel. Oh gosh.
Oh wow.
We got Saul here. Okay, so just give me a minute first, Killingham. He's almost down. This guy who should have died at O'Hara, and Saul is bleeding now. You know, he had a pretty tough battle, and we see the field of thorns, and this is gonna be such a cool fight. Whoever fights this guy, the former Vice Admiral, Huff, Robin Chopper, don't come out. Stay hidden back of my head. And they go, okay, got it. Saul, you gotta help rescue the children for me. You gotta. Ha ha ha. Oh gosh, he's gonna start laughing. Come on, fall forward. Oh my gosh, so he falls forward into the thorns, and his face gets completely thorned up. And of course, Robin is like, oh. And, what kind of peace-loving nonsense is this? You people are warriors. Schools, libraries. You're going to use the vicious, violent power that once terrified the world in service to us as mercenaries? Isn't that right, King Harold? And then that stupid Harold had to go and screw it all up. Okay.
I think we're gonna get the backstory.
With the Loki situation.
So I think it's time for us to pivot from a sip and review to a sip and discuss. A toast to kicking butt. Where do you want to start? Or is there a question that we need to vote on? Because I think we're pretty much in agreement. Do you think this guy was a part of King Harold's murdering?
And you know, like in Egghead, how Saturn was like pivotal to the plot, and you know the backstory, and then he was the one that got there. Anyway, I think we're gonna see a similar thing where we're gonna have history with the random mission here. You're gonna, yeah, I know Elba well. I've been here before, back in the day. You know what? Just real quick tangent. Do you think that he is immortal?
Well, this was 6 years ago, so keep that in mind.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
I wouldn't put that out of the. I think only the 5 celestial dragons are immortal, so I'll just say that. But since it was only 6 years ago, I would just say that he was just a part of that. And he's been to Elbath before, and probably did something to. He probably did something to Loki to make King Harold kill himself, or something to those extents, because he mentioned the whole parents killing themselves for their kids. So there's that. He could have played a game with Loki and King Harold back in the day.
But why would Loki not say what really happened then? Because there has to be a reason for that.
Because King Harold died for him. And Loki is not the kind of person who'd ever want anyone to die for him.
Oh, right, his ego.
I wouldn't even say it's ego. Like, he just doesn't want. Like, he was upset about the Wolfie and all the other animals dying. He's like, but I'll take this and become stronger. It's probably what he did when he saw his papa die and take the blame for it. Because he obviously couldn't be like, red-haired, hot brother came with a guy with thorns that dad killed himself for me. And then they stabbed Ja Rule with a knife and murdered 100 other giants.
Yeah, the knife part, that doesn't have to do with the roses. So he's off of the knife fallacy. He's not responsible for the knife.
Oh, the knife. A knife could still probably have something to do with it. Like, he's like, don't tell anyone about this dunk. But Usopp blowing. Wait, we get to stick on. We'll go to Gunko and her, whatever the hell she is soon. But
it's gotta, yeah. Should we just go to that then?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, we can circle back to the giants because giants.
Oh, that is tough. Do we talk about that? Okay, well now we're already officially distracted. So Gunko's power.
Yeah. Not even her power, her innate abilities, because we know her it's not like she's an arrow person.
Well, I don't think so either. I think that is a power of the celestial, of the God's Knights. Because
that's gonna make defeating them very difficult.
How they were all regenerated, wasn't it? Right. So now we got to figure out how to defeat. That might be actually the reason for Elbaf, is that now we'll get to see how to defeat a celestial dragon
Holy Knight.
A Holy Knight for real. But they were all summoned there except for Gunko.
Yeah. But
so she's the only one that's gonna have to stay there when they get beaten up, because they like poof back to where they came from.
Well, if they have the ability to let someone get them back, because I thought that Shamrock had summoned them, but I could be wrong. It could.
But even if he did, which I believe too, I think you're right. Even if he did, Pentagon or whatever that they were summoned with is still on Elbaf, right?
It was still there after they walked away, so yeah.
And I think that was the same thing with Egghead too when that happened. So I'm thinking that they're fair game for the same hockey trick.
Sending him back through it with a blast
Oh my
of
god,
hockey.
can you imagine? Like Loki's hockey, Loki's Conquerors hockey so awesome that it like sends those two back, Gillingham and Rosinante.
Well,
Not Rosinante. Okay. I thought the funniest mistakes for the name.
oh, I see the connection because and he's not even Rosies. He's Thorns, and then Roses, and then Rosinante. Like you went from Thorns to Rose to Rosinante in like the jump, and I'm like, I'm glad we've known each other for almost a decade now, because yeah, only I would probably like get that, and everyone else is like, how the heck did he make that?
Oh come on, it's not that big. Come on, Rose, it's right there. It's right there. Wait, what's his name again? I can't even think right now. What is it?
Are you talking about Summers?
Yeah, Summers. So interesting.
Yeah, so Saint Summers, the Rose guy, who has a history with the Giants, or at least with King Harold, who messed it. What's the official word quote?
He messed it all up, and now nobody can do anything about it.
You're going to use the vicious, violent power that once terrified the world in service to us as mercenary. Isn't that right, King Harold? And then stupid Harold had to go and mess it up. Peace-loving nonsense is this? You people, you're going to use the vicious, violent power that once terrified the world in service to us as mercenaries. Isn't that right, King Harold? And then stupid Harold had to go and screw it all up. So Harold did something. What do you think that he did, other than like ripping out his horns? Did he like just say no to the government? Because
because if you're a mercenary, then it makes sense. It makes sense that you could say, "Hey, I don't want to take this contract today. You know what? I'm on vacation. You're a mercenary. You don't have to work." So, he could be like, "Hey, we're retired now," and the horns could have been symbolic of that when they came back to visit him. So you were saying that you think that someone else ripped it off? I thought he ripped it off himself.
he ripped off his own horns, but it could be something to the effect of they were their engagement in Elbath is what pushed him to take his horns off in the first place. Because of, to his point, to even how Summers is saying it, you guys are a vicious warrior race. Like, all you should be doing is fighting. So he's just like, no. And he, rips his own horns out.
Well, I like that.
Yeah, I'm interested in what he did. And it feels like, especially after Luffy and Loki had their getting stuffed moment together, it feels like Loki is primed for that flashback now. So it feels like that's flashback territory. And then Summer's exposition is going to be talking even more. Saul is definitely going to live. I'm not going to fall for that again. I thought he was dead. I'm not going to fall for it again. Till he's actually until I see a funeral, I don't care. I will not fall for that again. So, with that being said, how luscious is his beard for Robin and Chopper to be completely safe in all those thorns?
Right. Is it his beard? Oh yeah. Oh no, the climb. Yeah.
They're in his beard. Also, how is Summers mad at Saul for being a disgraced vice admiral? How does he know? That's very interesting. Unless he is like well up to date with. I doubt he's well up to date with like Navy members.
You gotta be pretty smart. Hell, we know them all. You know, we're just One Piece fans. He has to actually have a job with that, so I'm sure he actually does know.
But why would a Holy Knight know vice admirals?
No, but come on, the O'Hara incident really is close to home. I'm sure they like read that report over and over again. They're like, oh my god, this person was, and their body was never found actually. So keep a lookout for it.
That's fair.
I'm sure and that's a big moment. Oh, I mean, jeez, they keep on talking about it. They love it. They're like, oh yeah, O'Hara. We love doing that to O'Hara. That Buster Call really worked a treat. We didn't even have to flood our whole world to do it.
Well, that's the thing. Like, they're what? One for one in Buster Calls. 1 for 2 with Buster Calls. Because the one on Innie's lobby failed. They destroyed their own. Oh no! Yeah, so they're 1 for 3 on Buster Calls.
Because, well, what do you think about Egghead? Well, no, they did lose, didn't they? But they really didn't because they got that Mother Flame, didn't they?
Did they? Because the lab flew up and away. Unless the Mother Flame was on the bottom part.
You know why? I mean, would that be worth to look it up? Because how come I feel like they did get the Eternal Flame? They're like, hey, we found it. Here it is.
Again, I just don't know. I don't know where, and I mentally blocked out the part that all of the clones lived. So I don't know wherever the Mother Flame was in respect to the laboratory. If it was down where all the people were, then yeah, the government has it. But if it was up in the Egghead skull, then they flew off that bad boy.
11:25, we'll get our answer. You mind stalling while I'm looking it up?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's see here. What else is there? Oh, new chapter in 7 days. That's fair. Oh, big thing is we have our officially kidnapped child. I didn't know how it was gonna happen, but now Column is officially being pulled away. I think he's the one who actually gets abducted and not the other kids. I don't feel like Oda is gonna allow him to get loose, ensure the kids get away, and then get captured again. So I think he's just going to be captured. Who is Killingham beating the hell out of?
Oh, that was the Walrus teacher. He's like,
oh, so Killingham's in the school, yeah. So
okay,
yeah.
Can I? And then yeah.
Go ahead.
Can I come back to? Okay, I found what I was looking for. York. So he's on the phone. So Saturn's on the phone with Emu. Chapter 11:25. York, Punk Records, the power plant. With these three, we gain the Mother Flame, a fire that never goes out. For the present moment, this is acceptable. However, we are sorry for their, for letting Julie Bonnie and Straw Hat escape. We'll head straight for Elbaf, and then we know how that ends. So they were able to grab what? York, Punk Records, the power plant. So they were able to grab the power plant.
Is that before or after the Vegapunks left?
This is at the end of Egghead. So this is right before before Saturn gets eviscerated by Emu.
Yeah, so but after Saturn got eviscerated was when they flew away.
You're right.
So I don't know if I'll give you that. That's a huge possibility, but it's One Piece, so I don't know.
Wait. They're saying it right here. Okay, after Egghead, right? Saturn has to report to Emu, right? He has to be like, yo, this is what happened.
Yes,
right?
and then Saturn dies, right?
No, wait. So in that report, he says, right before he dies, he goes, you got York, Punk Records, and the power plant.
Yeah, and then he dies.
He dies.
And then they steal Punk Records, right?
Oh Oh, you're right. It does. It happens this chapter. He goes, yeah, we got this. Boop. And it floats up. But I think the power plant is at the bottom.
That's what I was saying. If the power plant was on the bottom, then they're good. But if it was just like blue, then they don't have the power plant, and they only have York and whoever else.
I can tell. That's a good question. We're gonna, you know what? I don't know. I'm giving it 80% that the world government has a power plant, and if they don't, well, they can make one really fast because they have a Vegapunk as well. I love One Piece. You're right. I mean, this is incredible stuff. This whole like.
There's so many loops and hoops and turns, and it's all.
Oh, and the immortal trek. You know, are those God Knights immortal since they have that Logia power? You know. So, AKA, what about Shamrock as well? Has that Logia ability? Does hockey? You know, battle it.
Let's see here. We've got about 14 minutes till we hit the hour. Anything else you want to discuss? We never really talked about Gunko's power and if it is a Logia or not, or if she's...
You go first, because I got an opinion on it.
I think it could be a clone. Well, you know how Robin can make clones of herself with her Hana Hana no Mi?
Yeah.
I think it's like that. I don't think Gunzo or Gunko, whatever the hell her name is, I don't think this is like the true self. I think the real self is somewhere else.
So she is a Arrow clone.
No, I think that whoever they're fighting is an Arrow clone, and that she could literally be on like another branch.
Well, you know who else did that is Doflamingo.
Yeah, just like how Dofi did it with string.
Yeah.
She just
so yeah, I believe you. I believe you there.
So I do think that this is like a clone, and that's why it was destroyed. Because again, like you can really just explain it by devil fruit in many cases.
I'm reading up on her wiki right now, and you know, you remember when we were reading the chapter, I got her confused with Ulta. You know, they're both like, you know, I was just reading this Gunko showing her hetero. What do you call it? Heterochromary, where you have the black and white eyes. The two different colors, and then Ulti has the red and white hair. So yeah, just with some common
Interesting
elements. But the Arrow no Mi, Paramecia type devil fruit, says the One Piece wiki, which grants her the ability to create and control bondage-like strips with ends shaped like arrowheads. The arrow strips can be detached, levitated, and controlled from afar. Wow.
Well, that's the cool part with her fruit too. So in thinking about her fruit, I very well think that it could be a clone, and that's why it happened the way it did. And I'm not gonna lie, even like how Brooke was just like, you can see the attacks coming, it'd be the folly to get hit by one, and then she just wrecks house. She's good with it.
The attack. Oh, and do you remember? You know, actually, Gunko is getting some pluses as I'm reading these wikis. You know, we were also wondering who summoned Killingham and Summers. Gunko did. Gunko did it because Shamrock asked her to.
So then she has the ability, and no matter if she's a celestial dragon or not, even though she considers herself a god, but she doesn't have the saint title. So that's interesting in itself. I don't know if she was hiding her face from Brooke or not, but we did have that pulling her hat down a little bit. And then Brooke just being like, huh? Yo?
Yeah, I'm gonna look at that again. That's interesting.
So there could be that slight nod to her being a fan. If that is so, I love it. I love it, love it, love it.
Oh yeah, there's a little tug. Love it.
Also, can we talk about the new like shark tempo that Nami has? The thunder shark. What is? We've never seen that before, right? Her creating, turning lightning into like a shark and all this other stuff. It's always just been Zeus raging at people, not like an actual shark.
Obviously, Nami was inspired by the shark in the beginning of Egghead.
It even looks like it too. It even looks like that shark.
This is an homage to that shark. Oh, I want Zeus and the shield to meet each other right now.
Actually,
like they're all falling out of the boat, so maybe they are going to do it.
let's if they get down to the underworld layer. So we'll see.
Well, on page 14, does it look like they're all? It looks like they're all falling down below. So we could very well see exactly that. Because I see a Jinbei, I see some other ones. I see a Brook for sure because of how skinny that thing looks. So yeah, they're just falling off the boat into nothingness. So yeah, you're right. They could hit a lower branch, but I would love it. Oh, you know what? Is this a shot of them landing at the school right here? Because look at are you on page 14 right now?
I'm looking at page 14. I think the lines that are coming down.
Yeah.
And hearing the crack and bam is literally Principal Tusk getting the shit kicked out of him.
Okay. So we still have hope that they just go right for Luffy's team.
Well, we'll see if they fall down that far, and that's how they find out what's happening.
That'd be a good way to progress the story.
That would be a good way to bring Luffy and them into it, yes. Because right now they have no way of knowing what's going on. So you literally have the strongest warriors, in essence, Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, even though Jinbei has a higher bounty. And then you have the new giant pirates down there, who are supposedly the strongest warriors in Elbaf. I don't know. I'd be interested in seeing if Loki's going to come join this fight as well, because I don't think he's a bad guy, and this is the perfect opportunity for Loki to join in the fight.
Release the Kraken. You know, that he would be a great release the war man. I could also see him doing something a little shitty while he's being released, but then coming back to the good side again. You know, I could see him falling back to his bad side, once he get released again a little bit, but maybe not all the way.
Being a cheeky jerk, probably, and maybe smacking Haruden a little bit.
Yeah, and he has the superiority complex too, so that was not fake.
Oh, after we now know that Rox is like his idol, yeah, I could see him being feeling a little insecure. Let's see here. As far as other things that are happening, just gotta point it out, all three of the Holy Knights are in the field, with Gunzo taking on all the Straw Hats except for Frankie and the Big Three. Then you have Killingham in the school literally beating the crap out of the teachers. And he took Angie out with the by slumbertizing him, and he's going to make an announcement over the loudspeakers probably. And then you have Saint Summers, who's about to go into exposition. Oh, interesting. So Gunzo's about to give some exposition now. And now we're gonna get exposition from Summers, probably about King Harold, and then we're gonna get exposition from Killingham over the intercom to everyone.
Yes. So that, yeah, because it's like, hey, after I get done saying this thing I'm about to say to nobody.
Interesting.
So, yeah. The question is, who's he talking to right here? Is he talking to Killingham right here when he's doing this evil monologue?
Oh, the evil monologue has to be, oh, well, if he's thinking that Saul is passing out.
Smells good.
Sorry, I was just... Go ahead,
Go ahead. You first. Oh, I know. I scrolled past page 15, and I'm looking at the walrus. Like, what is that? Why does he have a walrus face? Why? And it's probably just because he's just a giant, and he has a little ancient blood in him.
Yeah, and just think, Killingham is slamming it like he's nothing.
Oh, I know. He's a little skinny bastard. I didn't think he'd be that strong. It's crazy.
Yeah. Even though I'm wondering if he just beat him up and he's doing it, or if he slumbertized him, and then he can do that.
Well, he's immortal, so it doesn't really matter. No, I don't know.
I hope not.
I know, yeah, because obviously, whenever we first saw this character, we were like, oh yeah, he's like, he's old, he's probably smart, the smart one, but no one thought he could do these. Oh yeah, and then also with this Summers guy, he has that beautiful sword we saw in the beginning. He comes and uses a bat-looking thing. It's like, yo, like, where was the, why aren't you using the sword? But maybe it's because this is his favorite giant beating up weapon. I think that is probably true.
A thorny mace? Like, that makes sense, right? It makes sense that this would be his... Like, this is my preferred, a thorn mace. But, speaking of exposition, Gunzo gave us the exposition about the giant war that is to come, and that no one can stop it. The countdown has begun. A vast war will ensue, and will drag the entire world into it. And which side the giants pledge their allegiance to will have a profound effect on the outcome of that war. So yeah, they're basically gonna just kidnap babies.
Well, who's saying this prophecy? Is it the same Harley that they're reading? Or, where is this prophecy coming from? Because why would he even listen to some lame-ass book? Apparently it's got some truth to it.
Why would he listen to some lame-ass book? Who would know? Who knows?
But, because it feels like the Giants know this too, right? Doesn't it feel like this is like a Harvey text deal?
I'd have to think about that.
I wonder if Dory and Bragi have read the Harley.
Well, the Harley is old enough for them to probably have seen it when they're children. So I think it's fair to say they know about it, but I don't think that they've, researched it and all that.
Yeah, because they act kind of, distant with it, don't they? They're like, oh, yeah, we know some things about it. These are the legends from it. But, they don't seem to be, quoting it every day. What are you looking at?
No, I'm just looking back through the discussion between Column and Gunzo and all them, and how they're all talking on the boat. So,
well, she's OP, so does she have to have 8 people fighting her at the same time? Because hopefully doesn't have enough arrows at that point.
Well, I was dumb enough thinking that her arrows don't do well in a fight, and then again she wipes. So.
Oh man, Jinbei did great in this, man. I'm so glad that your man
right.
Your man really got the W this job.
So glad that he has a higher bounty than Sanji, because he didn't do shit.
Brought that back. You did bring that up again?
Oh, I think the only other things to bring up are the noticeable tug and then the panel to Brooke. So I do think that underlying that is a joke there. I do think that she's a fan of Soul Kingu. And then Ulti is now a follower of Yamato, which by proxy means that Pepe is now a follower of Yamato. So if this is the quote-unquote similarity to Odin, then this in essence is Izu and Kiku, because that's the brother-sister pair. But other than that, nothing really big here. We've got another chapter in 7 days. This is a good first chapter back. 46, 47, 48.
Not light, but kind of a lighter chapter.
It moves all the pieces that need to be moved for the next 2 chapters.
That is true.
Yeah. So all the pieces are moving. We have our one kidnapped child. Again, I don't think it's going to be any other child other than Column that gets kidnapped. If any child is kidnapped, we distinctly know that they're doing this to blackmail the Giants so that they will side with them during the war. Blackmail and children. Okay. As well as it's setting us up to just having Luffy and Loki laying next to each other full kind of sets up for them to continue talking, which would lead more into the lead more into the flashback, which then would tie into Summer's telling a flashback, which would then tie into Killingham figuring out how to make an announcement over the loudspeakers depicting something, whether it's we are taking the children, you will side with us, or else. Who knows what he's gonna say? I wouldn't think he would make that declaration.
Russell will kill all those children.
Yeah, but like they're in the process of kidnapping them. Like, wouldn't you make the kidnap and then make the ransom? So that's kind of where I'm like, this doesn't make any sense.
Well, hopefully that does happen. We haven't seen the ransom notes go out yet, have they?
No. Well, that's the thing. That's probably why they're trying to figure out the pill bug, is because they're wanting to make an announcement. Because they made an announcement from the school when they made the original announcement. That's probably why we now know that there is like this capacity here. So, and I'm very interested in Summers being the one to tell us that he was there when King Harold died. So, any predictions for the next 2 Samurai, Drew?
I'm thinking that we're gonna get some. You know what? Dang it! You really had it, because you said that we're gonna get the exposition from Summers and then the Killingham Pillbug speech. So 1 and 2. So I'm thinking maybe we might see both of those in the next chapter. And then everyone getting their butt kicked.
I could see both of those being the next chapter, and then finally like the fighting kicking off in that last chapter, because we're around 20 chapters in now, I want to say. Let's see, Elbath 11:22. No, 11:26. Yeah, 11:26 is around the that transition time. Yeah, 11:26 is when Nami woke up in Elbath. So it's officially been 20 chapters of Elbath. There's at least 10 more. Maybe another. I think there's 10 chapters left of Elbath, at least.
I'm giving it a 20. I'm giving it 20.
So you think we're halfway through? Because again, it's literally been 20 chapters. It's literally been 20 chapters.
The countdown did happen, but I can't be fooled by that anymore. hasn't even met who he's supposed to fight. So we haven't even gotten any of that yet. And Luffy's always supposed to make, and Luffy and Zoro specifically, yes, Sanji too, so don't cut him out, because you just saw what happened to Jinbei. They're made to look cool, so when they come up against these guys, they've got to come up on top. You know, so, oh my god, they got to go 3-on-3. So, like, Sanji gets Summers or Killingham.
Oh, it'll be interesting because Sanji, I could see him. I can see Killingham. No, I couldn't see Killingham being the sword. Killingham is more the goofy character, and so that's what kind of like how Queen was. And Summers is more of the serious one.
So okay, so Killingham could have some fun back and forth with Sanji. Be like, what? You do this with your powers? You could be having dreams come true. You could be having ladies.
As soon as you said dreams, I was just like, okay, this is funny though.
Anyway, that's it.
It was funny. Oh, just like nudie magazine. Doop.
Or 100 million naked ladies.
I don't. Can he make people? Because they would come out as like those like kind of like how the dreams are. They'd be more like drawings.
Sanji's dream, because he would be very. He would be the one to take the dream from.
Very specific. Very detailed. All I want to end with is that on page 10, it's a very gnarly picture of, I want to say this is Bragi, with the head of, is that a basilisk? Like a chicken monster. He just has it skewered and he's just like, for Elbaf. But yeah, great chapter, a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to next week. We are back on it. We got 2 more chapters and then we'll probably be on break. So we will see everyone next week on, what is it, the 27th?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, yeah, no, I think I will be back. I was going to say I'm going to be gone, but I will be back.
Okay. Well, thank you all for joining us. I am DarkBriton of the Runaway Warlords, and always remember, Nakama, that anime is adulting. Stay reckless, Warlords. Peace.